All right, welcome everybody to another epic episode of Behind the Name Virtual Discussion. I'm your boy Boo Dilla.
Your boy Prince J. Ron.
And we got a special. I think we should go past a special for this one, bro.
Historical.
A historical.
Foundational.
We have the legendary, the legendary House of Matics CEO, founder. All right. If it wasn't for this man, hey, I don't know where the culture would be at right now. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning. All right. Yeah. So we got my king, we got my brother, Ronnie Sloan. What's going on? Welcome.
What's going on, world? What's going on, bro? Thanks for having me.
Blessings. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Man, I know this about to be a historic packed with a lot of information, so everybody get y'all notepads ready, So I want to just go dead in and let's start it. I want to know from the beginning of who is Ronnie. Like, yeah, the world needs to know who you are.
I mean, Ronnie is the son of Willie Sloan. I got 4 brothers. I got 3 sisters. Ronnie is a guy who wanted to be humble and cool and wanted to be hip and started in the beginning of the dance craze. And I'm just an all-around genuine guy that's eager to have something, to do something, to be something, and just enjoy life as a whole. So, Ronnie, a gentle soul. That's what Ronnie is.
Facts. What got you started into dance?
Back in like the early 80s, 81, 82, I think the hip hop world was pretty much starting to be big with the rappers and stuff like that. I said the rap world, so just seeing break dancing and breaking going on, I could never spin on my neck. I could never do the centipede. I couldn't, all that was really like that form of dance was really like, to me, it was exciting. It was something to see. Back then you had Breaking, the movie had came out, Breaking 1 and Breaking 2. Then you had Beat Street. Guys was running around with these big old boom boxes playing, the music. And I just was really like in love with music as a whole. And then I really love partying. My mom used to let my sisters have parties in the basement. So they used to always have these team parties in the basement. I had to sit on the steps and look down because I wasn't old enough to really be down there. So that's what led me off into the love for music, led me off into dance. And then in like maybe 83, 84, I started really getting off into house music. Back then it was DJ Armando, which rest in peace. He very seldom even spoke about right now. It's kind of crazy that after death, man, you really after a few years, you not even spoke about. But he was really a big time DJ down at the warehouse, and he was like another Farley at the time. Couldn't nobody be Farley Jack Master Funk, but he was just amongst them peoples. And so being able to see them live the lifestyle they was living with through house music, and house music was something that was different, I fell in love with house music. So I wanted to dress deep house. I wanted to go to all the parties. Even though I was just 13, 14, 15 years old, I just needed to get in a mix of the dance and party scene, period. So that's what led me off into really like loving dance and loving the music. And then when I went to see the movie When Doves Cry by Prince, it was Purple Rain. I went to see the movie Purple Rain by Prince. It was like a big theatrical. He performing, he dancing. Everybody was crazy about the songs that was out at that time. So that was very influential in us just wanting to dance and me wanting to dance too. So I ended up going down to a big party that Farley them had gave, man, and it was like the biggest thing in Chicago. It was at the Navy Pier, and at this time. It was like 84, 85. And around this time, Navy Pier was closed. It was all the way dark. The only thing in Navy Pier that was open was the ballroom. So cities still had functions, but it was no Ferris wheel. It was It was just you take a bus all the way to the back where the ballroom was at. And when you walked into this ballroom, all you seen was these big old lights in this dome ceiling. And then you see it's thousands and thousands of peoples. You see Farley at that time. He had a Mercedes Benz or a Rolls Royce. He had something parked out in the front with Farley on his license plate. That was never seen before. So everything about the culture of music and dance and how big they was, them was the real celebrities of Chicago at the time. So once I walked in, I was able to look up on the stage, man, from a distance, from afar, because I wasn't Ronnie Sloan known as what I am now. Just seeing all those DJs, Gene Hunt, Mike Don, Ferris Thomas, Farley, Armando, and just seeing the lifestyle they live, man, through dance and through music, bro. It was just like through DJing. It was something serious to me. So I brought it back to the hood, and I just fell in love with the style of dance and music and house, everything. Going to Evergreen Plaza back then to see them walk around with jackets that said, I think they had an organization called Bad Boys that Farley and all was a part of. Whatever they was a part of, they had these cold ass leather jackets, bro. And to be in a plaza and see them, it was just like seeing Michael Jackson at the time. You know, everybody was looking and they had their jackets on, 5 or 6 of them, the Hot Mix 5. It was something that was going on. And I just fell in love with dance and fell in love with the music.
And what style of dance was you doing back in the day?
It was sort of like deep house, and it was more so it was deep house, and then we went off into like emulating maybe like, you know, I really don't know how to say this because it was the Cabbage Patch was out. It was just the regular dance, bro. And then the way that deep house music dance, when you deep house, you was able to do anything and still just feel a beat and feel the music, and you was just in it. So it didn't have a style. It didn't have a name to it. It was just a vibe and a feel of the music. You just rolled with it. You know what I'm saying? You just grooved to it. You just had a chance to shake a little bit to it. And that's what got me off into just want to dance. So when we saw When Doves Cry, I keep saying When Doves Cry. When we saw Purple Rain, man, we came back to the hood. And after coming from the drive-in, we came back into the hood, man, and saw start having basement parties. And in the midst of us having basement parties, we just knew the love for dance because everybody was coming to these parties in the hood. It only cost $1 to get in, and whoever threw the parties, which normally was me because my mom allowed us to have parties on Saturdays and Fridays and Saturdays, we charged $1 to get in, and me seeing everybody wanted to dance, and we was doing a dance called a guitar. It was something like it was like a 1-2 step on your toes, going side to side. You rocking side to side. You're doing a guitar like you playing a guitar, but it's just your legs moving. You know, just like Princeton was doing pretty much in like Princeton was doing in the movie When Doves Cry. I mean, Purple Rain. So that's what started us out to really start loving the music, the house music and stuff like that. And then before you know it, we started putting routines and stuff together. So come 1985, we start putting routines together with just regular dance moves, from the Cabbage Patch to the rocking side to side. And back then we just didn't have all these names, but it was just like still a good form of dance. And that's what led us off into want to start a dance group. So it went from me and my brothers, David and Dave, the twins, to bringing in, you know, Keisha and like 5 or 6 other girls that was on the block and like 3, 4 other guys. And we started dancing on the block. And then before you know it, we went from like 7 to 8 dancers to maybe about a good 15. But everybody in the neighborhood used to come to our rehearsals from like 5 to 7 was the thing to do after school in 1985. So then we just started recruiting dancers, started letting people join our group. And then we started being hired to do neighborhood block parties. We started being hired to do different functions and stuff like that through the Chicago Park District and doing talent shows. Because back then in like 1985, the talent shows was just regular talent shows. Everybody wanted to be New Edition. Everybody wanted to be the boy band that was out at the time. And that was pretty much like New Edition. So that was the form of dancing everybody was doing. Not so much as dancing, but pantomiming the song and doing them steps on stage. So when we performed, we started putting together routines of house music. And it was kind of crazy because they wasn't used to seeing this. Nobody ever had seen that style of dance and what we was doing. And we didn't know there was branch off to be something as huge as it was. But then Farley started calling. You know, WGCI back in the days was the biggest thing, 107.5. they started calling us, just want us to come and do different shows and stuff they had, and it's just blown from there, bro. And before you know it, we just had, we was leading off into going into high school, 1986, and once we got into high school, bro, it just took off from there because that was the biggest thing to do. The biggest thing to be and to do was one, be able to dance, because if you can dance, you had all the women, and if you was able to dance, then you hopefully might have had a chance to really be in House-O-Matic and get a chance to do some of the talent shows that we was doing at all these different high schools.
So speaking on that, because that was my next question. The beginning and the creation of House-O-Matics, how did that all start?
It started from us just doing block parties and just wanting to dance. We started making routines. We went down there to DJ Fat Cat. He was one of the premier DJs that was like, he was like the DJ Dion and DJ Milton of the days, early days. And we went and got up with DJ Fat Cat, man. Rest in peace, Fat Cat, man. And he was one of the DJs that could take a beat. If he saw you do 2 steps this way, he'll put a song 2 steps that way and switch another song. You do 3 steps the other way. Every choreographed routine we had, he was able to put the right form of music to it. And that was huge. It wasn't seen. It was never seen. So we became performers, bro. That's what set us apart. That's what got us the recognition that we had for years and years to come. It was because we was performers. We didn't get stuck on one form of dance, man. We had people that will break out and some guys that do some break dance and they'll come back up and pop lock and get back off into a dance routine. It was something amazing and something to see, bro. So that's what got us started off and to actually want to perform. And the city needed it. It was something different. It was something unknown. It was something nobody else would even know about. Even the Bud Billigan Parade, they wasn't even ready for what we was about to bring. And we wasn't either, really.
Right. And so House-O-Matics started on the south side of Chicago, correct?
House-O-Matics started on the south side of Chicago, 60th and Marshfield. There was no other dance group known at the time. Every time we did talent shows, it was always, here we go, doing Popcorn Love from New Edition, Soul to Soul. Here it is. It was no dance groups. So when we came out and it was House-O-Matic, it was just like, house of what? House of who? Because it was different. So when we was taking home first place trophies at this showcase, people really started only want us to come and do special guests. They didn't even want us to come and do the showcase, but they didn't want us to come and be in a competition because it was something different and everybody was singing, everybody was pantomiming, and everybody was doing all these different songs and stuff like that, but nobody was dancing. There was nobody to compete with what we was doing. Right. And that's why we took home so many trophies back in them days.
So y'all are the true godfathers. Right. So y'all are the true godfathers of Chicago dance.
Yeah, Chicago dance, and we started the footwork industry. And that story kind of like hate to be told because everybody want to in some ways take on the true meaning of who started footwork or who started the dance crave, period. And I'm here to kind of like explain that a little bit to people. When we was doing routines and doing stuff, I'm gonna take you for a second. I'm gonna try to flip my camera around, and I'm gonna take you and show you what a big difference that if I can. How do I flip my camera around? Y'all got it? Okay, I see it. Okay. So this where I'm taking you right now, and this is just for history's sake for people that decide they want to tell the story and really can't tell it and don't tell it. If you look, this is the wall that I had built in my house. Which tells just some of it. It's just one of the walls, but it's the wall. But if you look right here, if you can see it, it says 62nd annual Bud Billigan Parade Picnic, awarded for best drill team presentation, House-O-Matic drill team, 1991, by the Chicago Defender Charities. Now this say drill team. A couple years later, they was able to start saying this is another number one plaque. We got 7 of these because for 7 years straight, we was winning all the Bud Billigan Parade dance competitions and everything. But South Shore Drill Team and other drill teams got kind of pissed because they wasn't used to a dance group coming in and doing what we was doing and being named a drill team. So Chicago Defender Charities in the midst of kissing South Shore Drill Team ass and all the drill teams, they decided to start giving us our own category, which was dance. And even that was a problem because there wasn't any dance groups actually being in the Bud Billigan Parade. So when people talk this dance group shit and want to be able to try to tell a story and try to tell a history, it has to be told correct.
Yes.
So I don't know if I went off into 95 too early, but I mean, 91, 92 too early, but that's when the footwork and things became about. And the reason, the reason why we take some kind of, I wouldn't say ownership, but the reason why we speak so highly about and so profoundly about Chicago dance industry, and I'm gonna get to that, is because we went like 2-3 years without having any competitions, like from 85.
Wait. Hey, on my end, Ronnie, is you chopped up. I'm not sure if that's
Just
me
pause.
or is that
I'm just now sitting back down. That's probably why.
okay. I was just gonna ask you to repeat that last sentence. The last thing I heard
between
was, wait, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay,
I hear,
okay.
I hear you.
All right, cool. The last thing I heard was because because for the first 2-3 years we didn't have any competition, and then it had went out.
We didn't have any competition when it came down to dancers competing against us, you know, in these showcases. So that put us on a pedestal alone too, and made us get even like more recognition from what we was doing, because we was in these showcases, and now we was just asked to come and be special guests. So in 88, we was asked to go to the Riviera, which was Cliff Levingston Club, the Riviera down on Broadway, and I can't give you the exact address, but it's called right now. It's called the Rio. We was asked to come down there and do a show, but we had problems getting in because everybody was so young. There was like 18 or older could get in, and we couldn't. But a guy named Tommy Davidson, which was the supervisor at Jackson Park, he was able to take us in and get us to perform, and we performed in front of like maybe thousands and thousands of people, because the Riviera was the club to be at. That's when we ran into like a lot of other West Side dancers and stuff like that, where we found out really like, well, damn, it is other people that's interested in the Cabbage Patch and the guitar and all these other dance styles. And we end up meeting a lot of the guys that joined a group called 187, which was a West Side group. They became a footwork. They became dancers and stuff too. So once we met 187, I think like 88, 89, we ended up meeting U5U. And at that time, it was kind of confusing for everybody too, because School Days had just came out and everybody was doing
The fraternity stuff.
fraternity stepping. It was
Right.
Beta Phi House. It was Theta Phi this. It was
Right.
U5 this. It was all these high school fraternities. So in the midst of them having all these high school fraternities, and us again, you know, being a dance group, we started being allowed to come into the Hummingbird and all these different places that allowed us to party. Then we started hearing about the factory out west, because back then every little hood had like different places where they can go party. And whether it was a skating ring like Markham, or whether it was the factory out west, or whether it was the Hummingbird out south. So when we went to the Hummingbird, here it is again, we was fascinated by seeing all these big football players and basketball players and all these different girls. Everybody's stepping, they got these big boots on, they stepping, they dancing. And it was exciting to us because we wasn't used to that style of dance. So when they called House of Matics to the stage, and we up there with some 14, 15 year old girls and guys and boys, and we ghosting and doing all kind of like little style of dance. We wasn't doing a stepping, and they was like, damn, that's something different. That's dope. That's dope. That's cool. That's this. That's that. So in the midst of us getting ready to battle U5U at a place called the Playhouse, Darnell Payne, he was like, you know, well, ain't no need of us really battling each other, man. Every time we come up here, man, we battling each other, man. That's two different style of dancing, man. But we both got the interest in dance. We should be a brother club. And we became a brother club, bro. And then before you know it, it just bloomed. U5U started teaching us how to step. We was teaching them house dancing. And then that's just what it was, you know. And in the midst of our dancers going out to the West Side, we went out to the West Side and we took them a dance called the Tom and Jerry. And they was doing a dance like, you know, like they was having like a seizure, what we thought like they was doing a Holy Ghost, you know, they was shaking real hard and popping to the front, you know, doing a little 1-2 step to the front. And we was doing the Tom and Jerry showing the West Side. So we ran off into guys that don't get talked about from the West Side that should be mentioned, which is Gamble, a guy named Ski from the West Side, them was like foundational members, man, from the West Side, man, that helped orchestrate the dance industry when it came down to footwork. So in the midst of me and Donnell Payne from UFIU getting together, we started the dance industry because here was with UFIU starting to form a team of dancers, not just a fraternity, but now they had started getting off into dance, and they came up to Jackson Park where we was at. They got a room down the hall from us. They started holding auditions and started recruiting dancers, bringing them in. We was on the other end, and we just all took off from there. So they had their end and what they was doing. We were still brother clubs. We had our end, what we was doing. They was stepping, mixing it in a little bit with dance, and we was dancing, mixing it with a little stepping. And that's what started us to unite. And that's what started Chicago dance industry.
So where did K59 come from?
K59, Marcus Hendricks, shout out to Marcus Hendricks. He was a member of UFIU at the time. All of them went to Curie. Okay. You know, so it was 7 to 8 people. See, we were still kind of, well, me and Donnell was the same age, but all our dancers was just a little bit younger than us. But Marcus was a member of UFIU at the time. Right. And we looked at them as being our brother club. So when we went places that we couldn't get in because, you know, we was constantly going places, having to fight. By that time, the GD and the Stone thing was taking effect on the South Side. And because we was over in Inglewood and we was around GDs, and a lot of us was GDs at the time, we was trying to go to Hummingbird, and Hummingbird was over on 87th Street, and it was a bunch of Stones. So UFIU had a bunch of older members, and a lot of their members happened to be from 87th Street, which was Stones at the time. Right. But because we was brother clubs, we was able to come and be a part of that, coming to the Hummingbird, because they kept us cool. And when they came down to the Playhouse, which was on 62nd and Halsted, we kept them cool. So I want to get to the form of footwork. So okay. when we start talking about who started footwork and where footwork came from, I told a story back in the days that it was a form of the two, because we had a style of dance and they had a style of dance. Their style of dance was mostly, like I said, them doing the Holy Ghost, and we had the Tom and Jerry. But to incorporate that, we came back to the South Side, and we incorporated the Tom and Jerry with the Holy Ghost, with a couple of ghosts off to the side to the right, another couple of ghosts off to the side to the left. It wasn't just standing in one place like they was doing at the factory. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of formed it into a style of dance, which made it something different. So it wasn't named footwork at the time. We was like, watch my feet, watch my feet. You know, and if you go back to a lot of the songs back then, you will even see some songs that started being made from the form of us just saying that, Dan, look at that footwork, watch my feet, watch these works. And that's what brought the form of footwork. That's why you brought the name footwork.
Directed.
You know what I'm saying?
Feet.
That's right. It was directed strictly to the feet, because now you're not only doing the Holy Ghost while you standing still. David and Dave, the twins, they was taking it to the side. They was going to the right side, to the left side. Now you had Nick, that was not Nick. Now you had Goose and Calvin, which was a part of House of Matics. Now they was doing the Holy Ghost, and they was taking their hands and put their hands in their pants, and they was doing the ants in the pants. So now you had them going to the side to side. Now the ants in the pants started. So now you got a person that's Holy Ghosting, going to the side, and they doing ants in the pants, and they shaking, and they like you know. So it was something like it was something big. So we went back out to the factory. They seen the style of that how we incorporate everything, and then 187, a lot of those guys, Ski, Gamble, and all them, they started walking upstairs with their shit, you know, because at that time when you go to when you was going to the factory, it had like 2-3 floors before you get to the stage. So Ski had came out one day, and he was actually doing a Holy Ghost, and now he done incorporated the Tom and Jerry, and he walked up the stairs, Holy Ghost up the stairs, footwork up the stairs. And it was something to see, bro. It was so like, damn, you know, that's different, that's dope, this, and this, who up the bam. And we just got together, man, and we just started like going downtown to the states of Chicago, West Side battle South Side. They bringing their dancers, we bringing our dancers, and that's what formed the footwork.
Wow. And it's so amazing, because everybody that speaks on the history always directed back to what you just said, as far as with the Holy Ghost, and that was the original things that they saw. So like it's just amazing hearing it from the source of the beginning story.
Yeah, and that's the real true story. So so we want to take on I'm the CEO founder of Housematic, and I take pride into want to let it be known that we orchestrated, we started footwork, or we had the form of footwork before anybody else got it. But that can't be said without the you can't say we did so much with Tom and Jerry and all the dances that we was doing without incorporating the Holy Ghost, because the Holy Ghost is a very great form and was a big form of footwork. Right. So it incorporated the two worlds. It was the best of both worlds. We just took it and formed it into something totally different than just being stuck in one place. We put the to the
Right. Can you for some of the people that's watching now, can you kind of explain what is Holy Ghost? What is
Holy Ghost? If you go back to I researched a lot of African dances, bro. And when we talk about footwork, they've been footworking for hundreds of years.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at the Holy Ghost was an African tradition dance that they did when they was dancing around the kings or when they was worshiping. And then we took it on as the dance in church. When people called the Holy Ghost, they put their hand on their back and they started shaking and popping towards the front. And they got the Holy Ghost. It's the spirit.
Right.
So that form of dance, we used to laugh at it in church when the old ladies used the Holy Ghost and fall out and they go into their little spiritual dances and stuff like that. But we turned it off into something cool. You know what I'm saying? And that's the form of it. It's a 1-2 step going to the front. Your legs popping, your back shaking, you bent over a little bit, and you just shaking from the upper part of the body, and your feet is kicking out in the front of you. But if you shaking in the front and you shaking your legs at the bottom towards the front, if you move to the side, now you ghosting. Now you got the ghost. You know what I'm saying? And that's what formed the Holy Ghost, formed the style of ghost.
Style of ghost. Right. I know a lot of people from different generations, they kind of evolve the ghosting. You know what I'm saying? Like some people have different names for the ghost. That's one of the reasons why I asked. You know what I'm saying? What was the definition coming from the first generation source? You know what I'm saying? That's who I want to hear it from. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys are the ones that created it. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to hear, I wanted the people to get the real result. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when I'm, teaching it, I want to be able to teach it properly and explain it the way you explained it. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I'm glad you said that, bro, because we done did many interviews, man. We always want to let it be known, man, that people want to run all the way around the world and tell these stories. But if you can't tell the true story, then don't try to give a definition or a history of something you don't know nothing about. And I'm glad that you is in a form of teaching, but you also in a form of want to listen and learn.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing right now. And I'm glad that you said that, bro.
Yeah.
Because now when you get a chance to tell a story, you'll know really how to explain it, bro. Because a lot of us get upset about that. We get upset when we hear about people coming on your show or any shows, period. And some going around the world telling a story. But you're telling a story about something you really don't know because you have yet to come to the sources. Not just me, the sources to find out about it. Y'all will do yourself a great justice if y'all can get in touch with a guy named Gamble from the West Side and a guy named Ski. Them is the only two guys that could give you any kind of story about the West Side early days of dancing. Now, you could run into the Popcorn and a bunch of other dancers, man, that I can name from back in the days. Of course, it's a lot of new ones, too. But they might not be too acknowledgeable on the fact of dance, especially for work.
Right. Right. So, okay.
The beginning.
All right. So, I wanna do this. All right. Top five Housematic members.
Oh my God.
Hey, because there was an all-star team. So
there was an all-star team.
So you know what? Now you just get me in trouble, bro. Okay, so listen.
Okay, you
Okay, so we're talking about 5 generations. It's our 35th year. So I'm gonna take you back to the first 20 years because I'm gonna take you back from 85 to 90. Or do you just want 5 top?
No, we're gonna do 10. Give me 10, because I want you to spread them out. Yeah.
Okay.
Give me 10.
You got and I'm not doing this in order, okay?
No order.
No order.
No order.
You got Goose, you got David and Dave, which is the twins.
Right.
You definitely got Will. Will came in and gave us a form of dance, man, and performance that was huge. You had Michael Mentor. Oh my God, man. Okay, so Twan would be. He was a great performer. He did well with dancing. BT was great with dancing. So I'm at 7. You said 10.
Yeah, 3 more.
Should I do the girls too or just the guys?
No, girl, you got to put the females in it.
Yeah,
okay.
To the ladies.
So the girls, you had Kim. You had Stephanie, and you had Davette. You gotta put Davette. And shout out to Davette. And I hope that Davette is paying attention because Davette was the girl to go to a footwork, bro. She had to be the queen.
Okay.
Her and this girl named China. China.
China was, oh my God.
China was, China, man. So I got to give you 11, bro. And I know it's gonna be a many people that's gonna be mad. People gonna be mad at me, bro, because some of their names probably wasn't mentioned, bro. But you only said 10. But we had so many good dancers, though. You know, everybody played their part, and we just didn't have dancers. We had performers, bro. That's what made us different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all
that's what made us different.
House of Matics put on a show every time they perform. Every time.
You know what? It's amazing you said that because I just talked to DJ Dion for about an hour 2 nights ago. And we was talking about how people right now is running with these stories and even do a set on the DJs, bro. Because DJ Dion and Milton, man, they paved the way. Yeah. And they would not be, and this story would not be told. When it comes to tracks and all that kind of stuff, they paved the way for Sluggo. They pay, and he might not want to hear that. They paved the way for what's the guy named, rest in peace? He was House of Matics too. Rashard. All those DJs that came along, even back in the days, Gunman needs to get his love, bro, because Gunman was the youngest DJ DJing on a KKC radio station at the age of 15, 16 years old, bro. It was Gunman that gave us the format to be put out in the forefront. Because on Friday nights when everybody was just tuning into the radio station, there wasn't no phones to go to. It wasn't no anything. We had to play with the antennas and get the radios working to get KKC. And it was all about Gunman, bro.
Wow. So y'all had so on the radio stations, then that was able to promote the music and everything.
Yes, it was able to promote the music, bro, because they were still doing hot mixes on Fridays and Saturday nights. And Gunman was the one that was actually able to put the music out there. No matter who was making it, he was the ones in order to give it life at that time, bro. And he have yet to be given that kind of knowledge, that kind of acknowledgement.
Right. And some people just still don't understand the importance of the music go hand in hand with the dancing.
It do, bro. It do. And when bro was just talking about us performing, that's what was different about us, bro, because we brought in all style of dance, man, with all kind of different music. We'll put tracks, man, and a track will go off and we'll come in with H-Town knocking the boots and we'll go right back. Our girls will roll and twirl and shake their ass and then we'll go right back off into footwork and being a big finale. Right. And what Dion was saying was like, man, it's kind of crazy, bro, that people lose the sight of what dance was from back in the days into now. They losing it now. Because back then we was performers, bro. We was performing, and that's why people got mad and talked all that gay shit and fag this and all this and this. Excuse my language. I'm not LGBTQ bash and none of that, right? Yeah. But that's what a lot of guys came to parties, man, and because our dancers was dancing, because you can't have any dance group or any footwork crew. That lifestyle is going to always be a stigma to dance. Period. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how you look at it. You could be the straightest man in the world dancing with a bunch of guys, and there might be 1 or 2 that people still want to single out that they're gonna make to have to live that lifestyle. That's just what it is. Yeah. We got and because we was going home with a lot of our dancers was going home with so many of the girls. After the party, we was going home with everybody. All the girls was going home with a House-O-Matic member, and guys couldn't stand that. When guys was whipping and rolling and Holy Ghosting and doing all this and that, girls was falling all out like, oh, I wonder, can y'all do that in the bed and this, and this, and there was always a sexual desire attached to it.
Yep.
And other guys, there was just the bangers on the side that wanted to gang bang and wanted to come to the party to get a female to take. They really had, the bucket heads to choose from because we was going home with the prized possessions.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All the time, boy. I'm telling you, boy. When I was young, when I was 10, 11 years old, like I couldn't get none of the parties. So I used to really be mad. And the only spot I was getting in was the Route 66.
Okay.
And there was a lot of House-O-Matic. Well, that was House-O-Matic's
foundation.
home.
Yeah, home.
You know what I'm saying? The Route was House-O-Matic's home. So that's when I met so many people like Bert. I met Jamil. I met Edmund. I met Javon. Just a lot of members from the, and that was that was like the baby House-O-Matic. You know what I'm saying? So that was like the younger, you know what I'm saying, generation. No, not the younger generation, because now you have other younger House-O-Matic members now, you know what I'm saying, as far as what you're trying to do with the other business venture, which we're gonna get into. So when I met them, it was like, man, like, and looking at them, like I said, they looked like they was rock stars. Like soon they came in the party, it was like everybody swarmed them. You know what I'm saying? It was like, man, they'd go to one spot. I remember they'd go to one spot by the speakers and just take off. And everybody, they not battling nobody, and everybody's just around, just watching the whole time. And I'm talking about every song from rap to reggae to Chicago footwork music, slow R&B music. They dance to everything, and that's what really made me take heed to, with my crew, to like teaching them to every genre of music because of House-O-Matics. Because y'all never stopped dancing. The whole party, y'all was dancing the whole entire party. You know what I'm saying? Non-stop. You know what I mean? Y'all was really rock stars, you know what I'm saying, back then, seriously. When it came,
I think when they, and thanks, I appreciate that. I think, another thing is that, in the midst of us dancing in public and parades and stuff, they was kind of used to that kind of celebrity status, because people don't know, like, if I went down a list of names of people that we opened up for, from Choice to A-Ball, MJG, Scarface, Ghetto Boys, A-Ball, MJG, Yo-Yo, Mark Curry, hang with Mr. Cooper. It's just a list of different, Chris Tucker, Bernie Mac. The list of who we perform with, man, it set us apart and set us different than others. And they was raised to feel that way. They was raised to always feel like they had to entertain or had to just go in those parties, man, feeling like they was a somebody. Because even during the public parade days, bro, by the time we start doing the public parade in 85, by the time we got to 80, 89, 90, the public parade had horses on the side of us, bro, because everybody was leaving their destination, walking through the parade with us, even on the side of the street.
Yeah.
Which is thousands and thousands of people following us to the next block to see us perform. And they felt like that it was endangering people, because people was walking over people's strollers, knocking the babies over, so when they came to those parties, bro, it was their way to get away, but it was their way of already knowing like what the possibility was when we walked into places, man, this is just who we are.
Right.
And it gave us that arrogance and cockiness, because we had the city at that time, bro. You couldn't go on WGCI without hearing them talk about House-O-Matic. Oh, we got MC Light. We got Yo-Yo coming in concert with Chicago very own House-O-Matics. We got all the Def Comedy Jams. We got Def Comedy Jams. We got Chris Tucker's going to be there. Martin's going to be there, and blah 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 is going to be there. And Chicago very own House-O-Matic. And we were just opening up the show, and we still got that kind of recognition. So to go to them parties and stuff like that, man. They live for those moments, man, and that was a good thing, because we gave kids something to do.
What was the vision What was the vision of House-O-Matics then, and what's the vision of House-O-Matics now?
Okay, so the vision of House-O-Matics early on, man, was of course the recognition and our love for dance. Dance itself was a vision for us, but our vision was really, bro, just to give kids an alternative to do something different than being out in the streets. And even back then, it wasn't really the streets like it is now today. We just still wanted to be able to perform, but we wanted to perform with the fact of knowing, man, that it was something greater to come. So our vision was just to really give kids, give other youth something to do. If that's answering the question correctly.
Right, and so the vision is still the same. For
The
now.
vision nowadays, see, people don't. I didn't. When I came home, I did some prison time, and when I came home in 2020, 2000. I'm sorry. When I came home in 2010, I started House-O-Matic over, even though William. Okay, let me go back to and explain this. In 1997, I had went to prison for a murder, and not that I murdered somebody straight, gun in hand, killed someone. It was a thing called accountability law. If you with someone that commits a crime, you just as guilty as that person that committed that crime because you was with that person during the commission of that crime.
Mm-hmm.
And because I had a slot for the GDs back then, and I was trying to mix the two, which was a totally different thing than what I did in my early years. Now this is 97. Mm-hmm. So from 85 up until 95, I consider myself doing real well because I really wasn't in the streets as much. You're a product of your environment. I was around GD, so that's what I knew. I knew GD. Mm-hmm. When I started House-O-Matic to keep them away from that. Right. But I had went out of town for about a year, and when I came back, all my premier dancers was plugged in with the mob in like 90, 91. And I came home to no control of what they was doing. So I plugged in with the mob in order to, if somebody was going to direct these group of peoples and have authority over these group of peoples, it would be me. Right. You see what I'm saying? I can keep them from shooting this block up or that block up. I can keep them to dance. They can still be GD. I can still run everything. I'll be okay. So then I met Larry Hoover's wife, which was Wendy, and she let us start opening up all the shows. So all the GD concerts back in the days, which was big concerts, mm-hmm. Which everybody was allowed to come to. There couldn't be you could be Vice Lord Stone, BDs, whatever you was, everybody came to those shows without no problem. But when they let us open up for H-Town, Ghetto Boys, Scarface, Choice, all these different stars, we did like about 12 shows before they disbanded it. My thing was to keep plug in with the mob, and it led me off into the day that I was running Club NFX, and I went to this club, and the guy wanted to rent the club out. I took over the club, and he wanted to rent it out. So in the midst of me being in his house, somebody ended up getting shot, and the guy ended up dying. When I came home in 2010, I wanted to start House-O-Matic back up because at that era, 97 to 2000, Will ran everything, right. And he did a great job with it because House-O-Matic was dancing with a band called Point Out Pondering, and we was going out on tour with them. So when I left, forcefully, Will took over, and he was able to run everything for the first 4 or 5 years, taking them out on tour. And then he just kept the group together with Adonis, Javon, Edmund, Tino, and all those guys. They pushed it into 2010. So when I came home, I had a small confrontation with a few of the dancers that was being ran those years I was gone because they had got so House-O-Matic crazy and in love with House-O-Matic. They felt like I was coming on some takeover type shit. And I was coming back to claim the throne of who I am and what I own. You know, I own the name. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not forcing y'all away. Y'all can play a part, but y'all gonna play a part knowing that I'm gonna have some dominance over this name and this organization and House-O-Matic as a whole. Mm-hmm. And that's what started. So I started House-O-Matic, bro, to answer your question, like 2010. I pushed it to 2012, and I just knew I was out the game. I started seeing different dance groups dance and the way they was performing and the things that they was doing. I was never a choreographer. I had dancers. We all came together and we put in a few moves. Right. So I was lost. So I just disbanded it. I kept the name and I sent dancers out. A couple of dancers went out on tour with Missy, and 2 other dancers went out on tour with Sierra. You know what I'm saying? And that's just where it's at right now. But I still kept the name intact because I always kept 6 dancers that do our shows today. we still make over 20, 25, $30,000 a year dancing with Point Out Pondering, and our dancers get paid. So I got 4 dancers that I use to do those shows only, and that's what carried the name House of Matics to this day.
Mm-hmm. And House of Matics is still like ringing bells all over the world, because from the people that travel, like myself, J. Ron, you know what I'm saying, other individuals that travel the world, we kept, y'all name. We kept, you know what I'm saying,
every
brand,
time.
like, you know what I'm saying, like, this is where it came from, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, we are here, but if it wasn't for House of Matics, a lot of this won't be going on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we always keep House of Matics, the name in itself, everywhere we go.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Farley had told me back in the days in like '90s, he said, Ronnie, get y'all some passports. He said, I DJ, right? This was Farley talking to me. He said, Ronnie, I'm a DJ, and I make maybe $2,000 a set here. When I go overseas, I do $5,000 a show. They call me over there. They pay for my hotel. They pay for my rooms. With what y'all doing, it's worldwide, bro. You just don't know it. This was in '90. He said, if you could get y'all some passports and get overseas, man, y'all wouldn't look back. Y'all will come back here millionaires, because they would love the style of dance that y'all doing, especially to the music that I do. Get y'all some passports and come overseas, man, and y'all will see a whole new life of dance for y'all, a whole new world for y'all. And at the time I was young, I never took that offer, but I wish I did now, because I see other people running overseas, man, and they call themselves representing the culture, and some people doing it well. But it's still like, besides yourself and maybe a few others, you can still take our name with you, and I respect that, because DJ Chip has seen some guys from Korea, Japan, at Harold's Chicken on 103rd and Halsted, and he's like, man, y'all here touring? He's like, yeah, we foot workers. We just here for a week. We was trying to find some information on footwork and get in tune with some people, and we really want to find out what House of Matic. He took out his phone and he called me, bro. And that meant a lot to me for him to do that, because that gave me an opportunity, man, to know that, damn, this shit is real, and it's all over the world. And a lot of people won't do that, bro. Everybody want to take this shit on and make it themselves, and they don't want to really tell the history. They want to make it sound like the history is theirs, bro, and it's not. You play a part of the history, but the history not yours.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's us as a whole, meaning like everybody. It's all of us as a collective that come together to make it what it is to this day. Because we couldn't do it alone. We might have started it, but it's so many dancers, man, that took this shit to a whole nother level. I'm proud of those guys, the Era and Footwork Kings. I'm proud of them guys.
Right.
Doing well. But I want, when they do these tours and do the things that they do, don't not look back and be able to give us the respect we give. Maybe I come off a little bit too strong for motherfuckers, man. When they do these shows and do these interviews and shit like that, they don't want to come. They don't want to call me, because for one, I'm not gonna do an interview with motherfuckers, one, not paid and not knowing what's being done with it, and my name being used. I want my name to be used in the correct form. Mm-hmm. And my name meaning House of Matic.
Right.
I don't want to exploit it. You know what I'm saying? I came to do y'all show because I Googled it. I mean, I looked up into your shows, and I seen that y'all have a great base for what y'all doing, and it's not trashy, and it's cool, and you putting the real word out. I like that.
Much respect, and thanks again too. And once again, like you said, all we want to do is just spread the truth and the story from the source for those that was before us. So I definitely want to get into also what you're doing currently, on some of the things that some of the projects that you may be wanting to promote now, that you may have coming up, if you would like.
Okay, well, right now we're looking off into doing we got a place, I think I told y'all the place, but I'm not going to put it out there right now. But we have a place where we supposed to do a House of Mac Dance Academy. It's going to be sponsored by the city of Chicago. Alderman reached out to me, and she wants us to do a dance academy in her area. It's going to be a House of Mac Dance Academy. We're going to break ground on it soon, maybe over the next 2-3 weeks after I open my restaurant up. I'll tell you about that in a second. Mm-hmm. And then we're gonna do a House of Mac Dance Academy. During the daytime, it'll be work programs for people that's 18 and older to come in, and we'll outsource them to different jobs. And from 3 o'clock, maybe until about 8 at night, we'll have all kind of dance programs for the youth, mentoring programs, as well as computer programming and stuff like that, man. Just program for the kids. We need that right now. Right. Me, myself, what I'm doing is that I'm still concert promoting. I'm still doing stage managing for Point Out Pondering, which do 15 to 20 shows a year, traveling all over the world. And then I'm doing my own. I have a restaurant that's coming out called Legends. It's 303 West 79th Street. It's 79th in Princeton. I'm already completely built out, and I'll be opening that place maybe like next week. I'll have my grand opening. I want a lot of you guys to come out. 79th in Princeton, next Saturday, Legends. I named it the name Legends because right now I got Barack Obama and Harold Washington and all their pictures up. But I'm going to eventually phase off into being able to bring the footwork culture into it and put up our dance history, not just House-O-Matic, but even a lot of the dance group as of today and dancers that played a major part. I'm doing a lot of research myself to find out who is who in a footwork community, the dance community of right now. So when I want to do a spread about the dancers and put their pictures up, I'm gonna put about 15, 20, 30 pictures up, man, and still make it a dance history museum, sort of like.
Man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So what type of food? What type of food are we talking about?
We talking about fried chicken. we talking about around the same line as a Harold's, man. I did 5 years at Harold's, man. I was a partner down at Harold's 88 on 35th in Indiana. So we doing fried chicken. We doing pizza puffs. We doing gizzards and liver. I'm gonna do soul food Sundays. We're gonna have slushies and smoothies. You know, it's really elegant. It's nice, bro. It's not something they think that should be sitting in the hood, but we're in the hood. I could have went downtown with it. I could have went to Hyde Park, but I think I got a great location right across the street from the CTA bus line, right. bus depot. Yeah.
Yeah, you said 79th and
79th and Princeton. It's 303 West 79th Street.
Right,
it's 79th and Princeton. It's right off Vincennes.
Right. Yep. I know exactly.
Right off Vincennes. Yeah, before we I don't know how much longer we got, bro, but I want to send mad love out to 187, bro. I want to, that's from out west. You know, West Side don't get enough respect, man, when it comes down to these dance groups, and they should. 187, man. Phase 2, they was in the early parts of the dance industry. They was 85, 86, 87 along with us. We was Inglewood, they was low end. The Jackathons, Main Attraction. Main Attraction don't get enough, man. Shout out to Terrain, man, from the West Side, man. He ran Main Attraction for years, man. And they was a force to be reckoned with when we was going in the early 90s, 91, 92, man. They was the West Side group then that was actually holding the West Side down. And the early days, you had like you had Omega Phi House and you had Delta Phi House. Man, shout out to them guys. Shout out to U Phi U. Shout out to Marcus Hendricks, you know, the group he ran, K Phi 9, as well as a lot of the dance groups that's out there, man, you know, but, you know, just the ones that help orchestrate and start this. I do take ownership with being a founder of Chicago dance industry with Darnell Payne, which is the other co-founder, because in 1990, when we started the Chicago dance industry, he was a founding father. It's him and myself. Because, you know, like I said, we when we got together and men became brother clubs, that's what brought about all these other dance groups, bro. Everybody branched off and went off into their own little world, but a lot of them was in phase 2, House-O-Matic, U-Value, House Arrest 2, bro. We can't get off here without talking about House Arrest 2. Right. Shout out to Juan from House Arrest 2, man. Yeah. You know, main love to those guys, bro.
Yeah, most definitely got to get him on the show, as well as the U-Value phase 2 leaders as well. I gotta reach out. Most definitely got to reach out to them. I wanted to also. I didn't want you to forget about the 60-40.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't want you to. You know what I'm saying? I want you to. You know what I'm saying? Promote as much as possible while you on the platform.
Well, I want to, man. For anybody that might be overseas, man. Anybody that's taking notes, man. When you want to know the foundation of hip hop or house music or the dance of footwork, I want y'all to keep in mind of different places that we went to that formed it. The Marshall Center, the Factory, Barney's, the Hummingbird, as well as Mr. G's. Even Mr. G's back in the days, he owned a Hummingbird. But just take notes to those places, because those places is what really gave us the outlet, man, to even do the dances that we was doing. But about 6040, 6040 is another youth organization that I started in 2012 in order to promote concerts and parties, things of that nature. So what we're doing is that we have a 460 member alumni, and we have 180 members that's active right now. And I'm gonna be mad if all of them didn't tune in tonight because they was asked to. So what we do is that we promote events, and we promote concerts and parties and stuff. But it gives the youth something to be a part of, man, that if you're not keeping the best of grades, if you're not staying out the streets, you can't be a part. So that's what we're doing. So 6040 is my organization, man. It's like a spinoff from House of Matic. We just not dancing and doing the thing. Well, we do dance because they go to parties and shit, but it's just not the same form.
Okay.
Cool. And you have, for the 6040, do you have a social media outlet for that?
Yeah, you can go to 6040 Entertainment. It's on Facebook. For House of Matic, you can go to House of Matic. You know, we had to start our Facebook page all over again because when I took my little vacation, somebody started a House of Matic page, and
Right.
when I came back, I gorilla my shit back, and they phone numbers connected to us, so I couldn't get back into our old page. Mm-hmm. But we got a new page just out, so befriend us on House of Matic Facebook, and then 6040. You can go to 6040 Entertainment, and you can read all about us, man, and like our page.
Okay. Definitely.
Let's open up for these questions. I know a lot of people have a lot of questions they want to ask. For the people that's on the Facebook Live, you can actually just type in a question. I'm glad me or J. Ron will read it off and ask. Tell it to Ronnie. We're gonna start with the Zoom questions first, though. Any people first? I'm gonna wait on Kelly and Mickey. Wait, because they're my sisters. I love y'all to death. They be ready. Sean, do you got a question?
Yeah, actually, I do have like a short question. So you had asked about kind of the top 10 dancers. I'm actually curious to hear about, out of all the performances or shows you all did, are there any that like really stand out in your mind, or that were kind of your favorite shows you all did?
I think it was our tour we did with Def Comedy Jam.
Okay.
Because we was all over with Def Comedy Jam. Right now with Chris Tucker and Martin, those guys, we can't even reach those guys, and we was just hands in hands with them. So it would be Def Comedy Jam, the concerts with Def Comedy Jam.
Okay.
Anything else, Crossfire? You want to add something?
Yeah. Well, I gotta. Okay. You already saw us. I see a question, but I'll wait if Crossfire got a question.
Crossfire, no.
I can't think of any right now.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, just I know Jaya just asked.
Yeah, that's what I just saw. From Jaya, the question, Ronnie, would be, what advice can you give the new generation when it comes to battling?
When it comes to battling, be different. Don't be afraid to try something new. Footwork, that's the style of footwork. It can all sometimes look like it's the same. So you got to be creative and just do something different. Don't be afraid to try to do something totally different and out of the norm.
Okay. And
Will asked he said, how you think about the relationship between battling and performance?
Two difference. They both is two difference. It's two different styles. Performing, man, is something that's great. Battling is just your own personal space, and you battling and going back and forth with the guy that's in front of you. When you performing, people is actually entertained. Not saying that the battling not entertaining, but it's performance, hands down, bro. Even when I see the era and different groups right now, man, that's performing. When I can see them bust a routine before they start doing their footwork, that's what excites me, bro. I like to see performance.
Right. Ben just asked a question. He said, how can we see some videos from these back in the days?
You can go to Chicago Slices. You can go to YouTube and research House-O-Matic, and you can still see a lot of our shows. You can even see a lot of up-to-date shows. If you go to Poi Dog Pondering, you can put in Poi, P-O-I, Dog, D-O-G, Pondering, P-O-N-D-E-R-I-N-G. Poi Dog Pondering. It's a multicultural group, so don't be afraid if you see a couple white guys on there playing guitars and moving around the stage like they, super entertaining, because they do. And you'll see a lot of House-O-Matic performances with them too, up-to-date performances.
And how you spell that? I'm gonna put it in the chat. You said P.
Poi, P-O-I,
Mm-hmm.
D-O-G,
D-O-G.
Pondering, P-O-N-D-E-R-I-N-G.
All right, and I'll put that in there. So,
Will got another question. I want to hear about the MTV My Block shoot. What was that like for House-O-Matics? The MTV My Block shoot.
It was huge. We enjoyed doing it. We had fun doing it, and it was it was huge, man. It was different because this day first time coming to Chicago, and they really reached out to us.
Wait. On my end is like chop.
MTV thing.
Or is that just mine?
It wasn't early on.
Oh, Ronnie, we couldn't hear you.
Hold on, right? Repeat that. Yeah, yo.
The answer for that, it had froze for a quick second for the when you started answering it.
What I was saying was that it was exciting, Will. It gave us a chance, man, to feel different, knowing that video was going to go all over because it was MTV, and just to have those guys to come from New York and do a shoot like that, man, it was huge for us.
That video is amazing. That I would recommend it to other people if they're looking for video from back in the day. It's really inspiring.
Yeah, the MTV My Block shoot.
Let's go to Kelly. Right.
Hi, Ronnie. I'm Kelly. Thank you so much.
How you doing, Kelly?
I'm good. I have a lot of questions, but I think I'll narrow it down.
Too funny.
Yeah. I spent some time in New York with the house dancers, like Khalif and Stretch and all them, and I think they toured the world a lot and taught house dance from the Brooklyn perspective. And I think a lot of people worldwide see house dance as from the New York. So I guess I'm just wondering, was there a relationship going on between the house dancers in Chicago and those in maybe even Detroit and New York? And then is there a difference that you've seen between the way that New York does it in comparison to the way Chicago, like jacks and their footwork and all that?
Okay, so we did go to New York, and we stayed at the Gramercy Park Hotel, and we did a show. I think it was at I forgot the place we did it, but I don't see much of a difference. I think that all style of dance is different because people could do something different and make it different. If I'm answering the question correctly, so I don't see much of a difference in between the New York style and the Chicago style, because I think that we all kind of take bits and pieces from each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, do you think Chicago was influencing New York and vice versa?
I think it was vice versa, because
cool.
Our style of dance, even when New York was really big on break dancing and hip hop, they incorporated so much to dance, the style of dance. They just had their own that we took on to and we liked. And I'm sure that the dancers nowadays is doing the same thing, and they might have seen something that they like that we do. So dance is universal.
Thank you.
Yeah. No problem. And Kelly, you can always reach out to me at Ronnie Sloan on Facebook, and if you have any other questions, I will be sure to take them for you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
All right.
Let's go to Crossfire. Crossfire.
What's good as such, man? Before I ask this question, I want to make a statement. The part where you said that, when you got asked to get your passport to go overseas, like I think, it's amazing that even from previous generations that how it's very important to explore the different horizons of what you have transpired throughout the whole world of the dance industry, thus leading the footwork as well too. And cats like myself, Blue Dylan, Jerron, like we all had that same, admiration to be at that, to make the same thing happen. So, I thank you for mentioning that because I keep telling the same people how important it is to get a passport. So
Yeah, it is.
It's
It
very
is.
and that need to be heard from the man himself, Ronnie Sloan. So I really thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
So I got a question. It just started in my head. I remember I saw footage. I think it was You Dance for WCIU.
Oh man,
What was that like?
bro?
What was that like?
Oh my God, bro!
Yeah.
You Dance was huge for us, bro. It was big cameras, big lights. They was trying to start something like what did Don Canizzi Soul Train? They was actually trying to do something like Soul Train, but it was all dance, bro. And we was with Fast Eddie.
Okay.
that was huge, bro. It's kind of crazy, man. Shout out to you for even saying that, even asking that, bro. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, but it was the best. It was one of the best, bro. Even when we did our video with Anthrax and Public Enemy, that was still
what? Oh snap! I ain't know that. That's what's up.
Yeah, you can look the video up. But when we did that video with we had came straight from the U Dance and went straight to video shoot with Anthrax. But yeah, that's great you said that. And to you, man, take advantage, man, of having a passport because some of us can't get one.
Man, most definitely. Salute to you, man.
Shout out to you, bro.
All right, Mickey Sign, you got a question?
Hi, Ronnie.
How you doing? How you doing, Mickey?
I'm so glad to hear the history because my sensei Busan always told me about House of Matics.
Yes.
And I have a question about House of Matics. So, how you guys make the name of House of Matics?
I'm glad you asked that. House of Matic, we again was house dancing, and we wanted to go to. We had two opportunities to go either to the show, to see a movie, or go to Markham Skating Ring. During the early days, '85, and a guy named Darrell, he was joking with us like, "Man, I don't want to go to the show. I want to go. I don't want to go to Markham this weekend. I want to go to the show. All y'all want to do is house dance all day long. Y'all just house-o-matic ass niggas. Excuse my language." And every time he seen us, he was like, house-o-matic, house-o-matic. And we was really looking for a name. So that was kind of catchy to us, and we liked it, and we stuck with it. And then I quickly went and paid for it.
Wow. So the music is the House of Matics, the track.
Well, house dance. So the house came from house dance, and Matics because we was just Matics over music. We was just crazy about music and dance. So we was Matics. We just had to dance. It was like an addict. So Matic.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. And I have one more. And I saw the performance of House of Matics on YouTube, and there's a like popping and breaking animation and house performance. So do you think like this style like popping animation is influenced to footwork still?
I,
Like,
I do think it's still an influence on footwork, and I think that they should really take heed to that. Maybe not so much of yeah. Every part of dance need to be some part of footwork because it had to bring some difference. If everybody did they little 1-2 step to the side, 1-2 step to the other side, then it wouldn't be too much form to it. You got to put some form to it. So I like to see guys turning and twisting and turning around and just doing it all the way around dance. So to answer your question, yeah, I do. Because if you don't incorporate everything, then it kind of lose the interest because everybody look like they're doing the same thing.
oh, thank you. Much
No
appreciated.
problem.
All right. Any other questions? Before I go on to the Facebook Live. No. So Sluggo had this is not a question, but he had a disagreement about something. He said him and Monty, etc., were around at the same time as Dion and Milton. I guess about the DJ comment that you was talking about.
Okay, so when I met Dion and Dion and Milton in 1990, Sluggo wasn't around. Sluggo had came home and he wasn't DJ Sluggo, he was DJ Thomas. But when he came home, me myself personally, we was going down to 49th Street, going to the parties and stuff, where Sluggo and them stayed at, So that's when I took notice of Sluggo. Now Sluggo had came home off a little time away, and I don't want to get off into that because that's something he should be explaining, or if he need to, and he don't really have to. But I did talk with Dion and them just a couple nights ago, and that conversation did come up. I didn't know of a Sluggo then. I didn't know of a DJ Thomas at that time. I knew of him a couple years after I had met Sluggo, Dion and Milton. And this was in '90 when we started doing parties at different strokes and Erasmus House. And it was the early days. So I don't know what year that he came in, because DJ Monty and them, they was around. But at this time, bro, I want to put this out there too. All those DJs was except Farley and Mike Don and all them. All of them was DJing like inside the choke rooms and the buildings and the projects and stuff like that. And Dion and Milton was the first ones I saw at a club outside of the projects on 58th at the Marine Hall or something like that on 58th and State. So that's the reason why I say that. I mean, it was like almost a year and a half before I even knew. When they started doing Sox Park mob tapes and Sluggo had came on board with them, that's when I started really taking notice and knowing of Sluggo.
Okay.
Around the same time that I started knowing of a DJ Limo.
All right. Any other questions before we go on to anybody else want to ask anything else? Kelly, you got another question? It's like you ready. Go ahead, Kelly. Come on, Kelly.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Boo. I think I'm curious about what House-O-Matics during. I know you guys were performing, it sounds like, but what was the relationship of the House-O-Matics crew and battling at that time, and then how did kind of the culture of performance and battling intermix or evolve?
Oh, well, Kelly, I mean, we really didn't battle as much because we was performers.
Okay.
And when it did come down to a battle, it was like a one-on-one thing. So I think it was just like, let's say Twan. If we performed or went to a place and we kind of like took ourselves out of the ring of battling, because we looked at ourselves as being above that at the time. If it was a battle, it'd be at a party on some one-on-one battling type, but it'd be Twan or one of the dancers doing some battling another dancer. It won't be like House-O-Matic as a whole.
Got it.
Because it would have took away the meaning of who we were.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So
and
it was an individual
at that
thing.
time, were there crew battles going on at that time? And
I think that any party you went to, you would have had any party in Chicago you go to, you're gonna have some kind of battle, especially when it come down to dance.
Okay.
So it was always a dance battle at any party, but we kind of party different from 90 to like 2000. When we party. That means everybody danced, and you know, when somebody got a circle going, it was cool. Nowadays, when they battling or they go to parties, they want to stand around and just have a circle, and everybody just hop in a circle and just dance.
Right.
That's not much of a party to me. A party is when we can mingle, kick it. We dancing over here, they dancing over there. Me and her might dance together. Me and him might be in this circle battling. You know, so I think battling take away the whole meaning of a party as a whole, because everybody battling, now you don't have a chance to really party as much.
Man.
Right. Do you feel like the music's changed that when the
Uh,
music shifted, or
I don't think the music changed. The music haven't changed at all. It's the culture of dance.
okay?
The music haven't changed at all, because you still got your people gonna turn the speed of the music up, and they're gonna DJ on their form. I'm not a DJ, so I can't tell you if it's RPMs or what is it called.
BPMs.
Right, BPMs. They can turn the BPMs up, and now they got you speed dance, and that's what the guys do footwork off of. And it might be, you know, somebody that's playing a regular track, but we just groove into it, because, you know, yeah, and that's just it on that
Okay.
end.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah. I know you was talking about before we started. Did you want to expound on the documentary that's coming out, or you want to just wait and?
Okay, we can talk about it. We do have a House of Mag documentary that's coming out. We should start filming in like the next month, and it's going to tackle a whole variety of. It's going to be a big range of different things that we tackle. We're going to go around the city of Chicago and talk to a lot of different dancers. Not just going to be about House of Matic, because you can't tell House of Matic's story without going back and talking to a bunch of people from the West Side that's still House of Matic friendly with us, man. And they got a story to tell too. So we want everybody to be looking out for that. It's going to be huge. We're not going to hold back on questions. We're going to go to New York. We're going to go to California. We got some dancers that moved out there. We're going to go down to Texas, where Will is at. And we're going to interview Will and a few dancers that's down in Texas right now. And it's going to be huge for us. And it's going to be huge for the dance culture, because they get a chance to get the true story of Chicago footwork as well as dance.
Wow, I never knew that it was some House of Magic members in Cali and in Texas.
Yeah, we got like we got. You kind of like broke up a little bit. House of Mag dancers went out in Cali.
I didn't know that you guys was like in Cali and Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all expanded. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know. I know it was some members from.
So you got Mike. You got Mike.
Huh?
Like you froze up, Ronnie, on my.
You know some members now.
Yeah. What now? What you were saying, Ronnie?
You say you know some members somewhere. You broke up.
I didn't know. I didn't know it was House of Magic members in Cali.
Yeah, we got Michael Metzer in Cali and a couple other dancers that we got in Cali, man. They not down there to the point of starting a House of Matic organization, but they down there like, you know, still representing House of Matic, and they got businesses down there. Actually, Michael Metzer got a barber shop. I wish I knew the full name and I could tell you the name of it, but we got like 3-4 dancers down there. Chris is down there as well, and so is Tanya. So we got like quite a few dancers that's down there. But down in Texas, you know, Will, which was a dominant force in House of Matic. He was our president for years while I was gone. He took care of everything. He was always one of our hitters, bro. When it came down to dancing, he was the man. And his first show with us was DJ Quick and Yo-Yo at the Taste. He's down there with Eric and like 4 or 5 dancers that's down there with him right now. And they still down there repping House of Matic when they go to the clubs and different things that they do. So they still carrying on the name even down there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Minnesota, we got Bert and Jamil. All of them is down in Minnesota.
Right.
We got Stacy and a few other guys that's down in Atlanta. They doing Bono Brothers with Wildham every year. They still go down to Bono Brothers, the hair show. They still performing there, from what I'm hearing.
I was just about to ask about that too. I remember that performance that y'all did at the hair show. I don't know. I think it's on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it is. It is on YouTube, and it's a really great performance. I wasn't there at the time. That was Will Generation, and he was running everything at that time.
Right.
He did a great job with running House of Matic, man. Shout out to Will, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a dope show, man. That was like one of my favorite shows that I had saw from you guys. So we actually did the promo. If you can give them your social media outlets.
Okay, you can reach me at 6040 underscore CEO. That's on Instagram. You can reach me at Ronnie Sloan. I think I got a second page on Instagram. House of Matic Facebook, and you can reach me on Ronnie Sloan Facebook as well. You might see two pages with Ronnie Sloan because one have 5,000 friends, and the other one I just started in order just to still put people on it. But I'm on both of them every day. The ones that's overseas, if you feel the need to happen to call me, I do take calls. I'm not a person that's trying to shield anything or hide from anybody that want to reach out. That's 773-719-9545. I'm a public person, and you can feel free to call me at any time if you have any kind of questions.
Most definitely. And I think that was all. I think we had. Oh wait, it was one question someone asked. This was from Wills. Do you know where the term dance down originates?
The term dance?
Dance. So dance down.
Dance down. I think they started the dance down shit, man, in like maybe 98, 99. I wasn't around at that time, bro. But yeah, 90, yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of.
I can't give a definite date.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I think with the dance down stuff, I think we will have to talk to like Tish, and you know what I'm saying, the ones that was doing more so of like the choreography.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, because they the one that was actually.
Like Loco Tish.
Yeah, Loco Tish. Yep.
People around there. Oh, Dane Campbell, bro. Shout out to Dane Campbell, bro. He had one of the premier. And Matthew Thomas. Matthew Thomas is another person. That's somebody y'all should interview too, man. Matthew Thomas is like really. He got like the premier dance group out right now. He got a dance force, and they really doing really big things. He got 2 different campuses that he run with dance force. He got over 300-400 dancers, bro. That's active. That's doing events and shows and stuff with him. He's a good guy to talk to concerning the Chicago dance. He can tell you everything you want to know about the dance downs and stuff. And he actually DJ too.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but so yeah, thanks again, bro, for taking the time out of your schedule. You know what I'm saying? For chopping it up with us and giving us more history that we need, as far as you know what I'm saying, where it came from, and bits and pieces of House of Matics and where it started, and can't wait till the restaurant is open.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't wait till the documentary of House of Matics is, going strong, you know what I mean? And also the academy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once you start that as well, can't wait till that actually opens up. So if y'all need to hit him up, hit Ronnie up for any information, please go blow his spot up. Blow his DM, text messages. Y'all hit him up. You know what I'm saying? He's the man. He can give you better answers than I can, because I'm gonna lead you right to him now. I'm gonna say go and holler at Ronnie. You know what I'm saying? Because I need to know myself certain questions. All right. So, until again, thank you again, bro, for taking the time out and going in depth about mathematics. And we should see everybody else next Wednesday. J-Ron, is there anything that you want to say or promote?
Well, once again, I just want to just say thanks to Ronnie for doing this, and also for inspiring me and everybody else in Chicago to be a part of this, so that's just for me, and I really thank you. I already tell you many times again, but truly, I really don't know where I would have been without dance, you know, and being where I grew up at in the South suburbs, it wasn't really too much going on in dance itself as far as the things that was influenced by you all, you know. So I
Thank you.
just once again, like, footwork saved my life, and
Mhm.
you know, that's the truth.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. On another note, Thursday tomorrow, if you're looking for a Chicago footwork class, by all means, I will be doing a Chicago footwork class every Thursday night at 7 to 8 p.m. at All That Jazz, 11854 Southwestern. That's 11854 Southwestern. I start 7 p.m. sharp. Class is $10. So if you want to bring your little one, come on. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to teenagers, adults. This is a beginners and intermediate class. So you will always, you know, we start with the basics first. Also, if you haven't registered for CFology, please go to CFology Instagram page. There's a lot of instructors, Creation Global, my family. We will be teaching a variety of classes online. Okay, online. Please register ASAP because we will be starting next week. You can also inbox and you can inbox Kelly for more information as well as Mickey if you need it. Ask me any questions if you need to for CFology, and I will guide you straight to them. So that's CFology Instagram. All right. And Twan, is there anything as far as the arc?
Yeah.
Is he still on?
We pretty much everything is shaking and moving, you know what I'm saying? I keep everybody posted once we get everything up and running, you know, like I do as usual. But yeah, same stuff, different channel.
All right, thanks.
All right.
Thanks. Until next time, guys, you know what I'm saying? Same channel, same thing. And we about to get up out of here. Appreciate all y'all.
Blessings.
Those.